بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ومولاي يا رسول الله. صلى الله عليك يا مولاي وابن مولاي يا أبا عبد الله. غريب يا مظلوم كربلاء، يا ليتنا كنا معكم سيدي فنفوز فوزا عظيما. لعن الله الظالمين لكم من الأولين والآخرين إلى قيام يوم الدين. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم: وجعلناهم أئمة يهدون بأمرنا لما صبروا وكانوا بآياتنا يوقنون. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made Imams himself, and the ayah said, we made them and Imams. Another ayah, we made among them, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنْهُمْ أَئِمَّةً. Among them we made an Imams. And one of the conditions here said, لَمَّا صَبَرُوا, because of patience, وَكَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا يُوقِنُونَ, and they were certain about the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Mean they have reached to the state of yaqeen. That, of course, will go to the infallible Imams and some of the prophets who were, beside being a prophet, he is an Imam. Because some prophets are only prophet, Nabi, and other are sent to people, so they have a message and called a messenger as well. So he's a prophet and messenger. And some of them, they have general leadership for the humanity, and that called Imam, the leader. And their guidance is a special guidance, and that is by guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not ordinary guidance by teaching the people. Because sometimes the people may listen to the prophets, sometimes may not listen. So may be guided, maybe not guided. But the guidance of the Imams is a must, and it will guide the people for whatever target they are going, let us say, for perfection. Like Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam was an Imam, and naturally our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He was a prophet, and he was a messenger, and he was an Imam as well. So Imam Hussain salamullahi alayhi is one of the 12 Imams who were chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance of mankind. And he used both the ways of guidance. One is guidance by teaching and preaching. That is, we say, al-hidayah tashri'iyya, legislative guidance, mean by preaching the people, people might be guided to the right path, and some of them are not. And he has the general influence over the universe and over the creatures, and that guidance is wilayat takwiniyya. However, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, preparing for his revolution, when he left Medina to Mecca, he stayed about 6 months in Mecca. And he received thousands of letters from people of Kufa that Aqdim ya ibn Rasulillah, come, O son of the Prophet, فقد أينعت الثمار واخضر الجناب, the earth is ripe for your coming, and everything is ready for you. And if you are not coming, we will question you in the day of judgment that you did not support us, and so on. Each letter may be signed by one person, two people, three people. 18,000 letters, as mentioned in some books of history, Imam Hussein received that we are ready to do bay'at with you and come, we'll support you here in Kufa. Imam Hussein, salamullahi alayhi, in order to prepare the situation, he sent his cousin Muslim ibn Aqil. You know, Aqil ibn Abi Talib is a brother of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And Muslim is son of Aqil, was one of the great personalities in knowledge and piety. And it is sufficient that Imam Hussein alayhi salam says that I am sending you the one who is trustworthy among my Ahlul Bayt. Al-thiqatu min ahli bayti. So Imam Hussein used to trust him so much, trust his knowledge, his leadership, his guidance, his awareness, so that if you go to Kufa and ask the people to do bay'at, he can run affairs of the people in the right way. Not easy to manage a huge city like Kufa, which was a capital of Iraq at that time, and there are hundreds of thousands of population, maybe millions, used to live there. Well, the historians mention certain points which doesn't look right about Muslim ibn Aqil. That when he came out of Mecca, there was Dalil, a guide with him to guide him in the desert which route you have to take. And then that guide did not know the way and he died of thirst. There was no water. And then Muslim ibn Aqil got it as a bad chance, tasha'am, and he returned back or sent a letter to Imam Hussein that I don't see this journey is good for me, so if you please accept my resignation and I will not go. Well, all those talks are not really acceptable about a great man like Muslim ibn Aqil. Well, historians make a lot of talks and abuses and criticism against the Ahlul Bayt and followers of Ahlul Bayt, salamullahi alayhim. Muslim ibn Aqil knows that there is la tayara fil Islam. Tayara, to have a bad intention. If you see something, you say, well, today is bad day because I saw a black cat, for example. So that is not right. There is nothing like that. So Muslim ibn Aqil naturally knows that it is not the right thing. And he came anyhow to Kufa. At the beginning, he was in house of Mukhtar ibn Abi Ubaid al-Thaqafi. Mukhtar was followers of Ahlul Bayt, and at that time he was not in jail, because at the time of Karbala, Mukhtar and 4,500 of the Shia dignitaries of Kufa were put in jail. They could not support Imam Hussein because they were in jail. But at that time, before Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad comes, Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad was in Basra, and Mukhtar was head of Bani Thaqif, well-known dignitary, and when the people heard about coming of Muslim ibn Aqil, they came and shake hand of bay'at, pledge allegiance to Imam Hussein, and it is said that 30,000 people pledge allegiance with Muslim ibn Aqil that we support Imam Hussein if Imam Hussein comes to Kufa. And Muslim ibn Aqil wrote that message to Imam Hussein that 30,000 people have pledged allegiance, and the situation is ready for you to come if you like to come. Well, some of the head of the tribes were with Bani Umayyah, and they wrote a letter to Yazid that your ruler in Kufa is very weak. And well, that ruler was still there, and now Muslim ibn Aqil has come and is taking bay'at from the people for Imam Hussein. if you like Kufa to remain with you under control of Sham, under control of Umayyad, then send somebody strong, maybe Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, in order to control the situation. And in that case, Yazid was worried what to do. Sir John was a Christian servant of Muawiyah, and he was also like a secretary and advisor for Yazid. And he told him that it's better to send Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad was in Basra, and he was young rulers. Yazid thought he may not be able to do that. Then Sir John got him a letter from Muawiyah that he says that if the situation become terrible in Kufa, then bring Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad to rule Basra and Kufa, both. And when Yazid found that, he wrote a letter to Ibn Ziyad to Basra that the situation is becoming out of control in Kufa, and you are the ruler of Kufa and Basra, both these two main provinces in Iraq. Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad moved from Basra. When he came near Kufa, now the people of Kufa were hearing the news that Imam Hussain is going to come, and they wanted to see him, expect him at any time, because they pledge allegiance with Muslim ibn Aqil, and they are expecting their Imam. And he saw somebody, while covering his head with turban, and few people around him has come. Some of them thought that he is Imam Hussain, who is entering Kufa. So they used to tell him, Assalamu alayka ibn Rasulillah, peace be upon you, O son of the Prophet. They thought that he is Imam Hussain. Well, Ibn Ziyad kept quiet till he came to the castle, Qasr al-Imara, the castle of rulership, or the place of managing the government there. There was big castle. Till now, the signs of that castle is there beside the main mosque, Masjid al-Kufa, just beside it. He knocked the door and he said, open the door, I am Ibn Ziyad, I am the ruler. They opened the door for him. And then he, maybe only 300, 400 people were with him as a police and supporters. Now the people of Kufa realized that Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad has come. And they were worried. Some of them were ready to fight and kill him. It's only, 300 people, not much. But then he spent his spies, spread them among the people of Kufa, that the army of Sham is coming. So a new war like Siffin, which was between Muawiyah and Imam Ali, a new war is going to happen, because the army of Sham is coming and is going to kill the people who are against Bani Umayyah. Now here you see the sincerity of the people, how much they were sincere, honest, or were not honest and sincere. See, a test, at time of the test, is very difficult, because if a human being fails, he might go to hellfire, na'udhu billah, without realizing what a bad result he had. The people, instead of standing with Muslim ibn Aqil and standing with Imam Hussain, now they are afraid and accepted the rumor and said, well, this is right, it is true. And they were scattered from around Qasr al-Imara. At time they wanted to attack Qasr al-Imara. Then Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad came to the mosque and delivered lecture that now the army is coming. Oh, you the people, you have to obey Yazid and obey Bani Umayyah. They are your Ulil Amr, your rulers. You have to accept them. Well, some of the heads of the tribe, as we said, were with Bani Umayyah. So they were supporters of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad. Well, like Shimr ibn Dijawshan and Shibith ibn Rab'i, and similar people who later on went to fight Imam Hussain, they were also with Bani Umayyah. Though they know the greatness of Imam Hussain, but still they were with Bani Umayyah. When Muslim ibn Aqil realized that now the situation is very critical in Kufa, he shifted from house of Mukhtar ibn Abi Ubaid al-Thaqafi to house of Hani ibn Urwa al-Thaqafi. Hani was head of the tribe of Bani Thaqif. Well, they used to be thousands in number, and he is head of the tribe, and he was secretly in house of Hani and trying to contact the people. Now the situation in Kufa was very critical. People of Kufa were not really, some of the writers, they write that people of Kufa were Shias of Imam Ali and the Shias killed Imam Hussain. No, this is not right. People of Kufa were not Shias. Because at the time of Imam Ali, not all the people of Kufa were Shias. Some of them were supporting Imam Ali. Some of them were against Imam Ali, like Khawarij were against Imam Ali. Like some of them were with Muawiyah. And later on, after martyrdom of Imam Ali alayhi salam, they did not support Imam Hassan alayhi salam. And Imam Hassan was forced to surrender and write the peace treaty with Muawiyah. So the people were not really Shias. And then when Ziyad ibn Abi came as a ruler from side of Muawiyah from the year 40, 41 till year 60, 20 years, he killed all the sincere and honest Shias. So there were no Shia there who are known or active because all were executed and eradicated. And the people were either Khawarij or with Bani Umayyah, or some of them were non-Arabs. They were brought from Iran or from other areas, maybe Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Tajikistan of this time, they were brought to live in Kufa as army, some of them as slaves, some of them as laborers. So it was mixture of people. They were not really Shias. That is why Imam Hussain alayhi salam in Ashura did not call them Shia. He said, Ya Shi'ata al Abi Sufyan. Or the Shia, the followers of Abu Sufyan. Not followers of us, Ahlul Bayt. He said, you are follower of Abu Sufyan. So they were not really Shias of Ali Muhammad. Shia, means supporter. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam told them that you were supporter of Abu Sufyan. So they were in that situation, and there were few sincere people. As I said, then Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad started catching them one by one, and he put in jail 4,500 of the Shias. There, some of them later on were killed, some of them were released. Like Mukhtar, he was released with difficulty, and later on he revolted against Ibn Ziyad, and he was the one who killed Ibn Ziyad. Anyhow, Muslim ibn Aqil in that situation, now Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad wanted to know where is Muslim ibn Aqil, because if you kill Muslim ibn Aqil, then the people have no hope. There is no leadership. If they lose the leadership, they get scattered. And he could not find him. He had a slave called Ma'qil, gave him money and told him, go and say in the mosque that I have money, I came from outside, I am not from this city, because he was coming from Basra, nobody knew him. And I have this money to support Ahlul Bayt, and I want to deliver it to Muslim ibn Aqil himself. He had a huge amount of money, and the people thought that he is sincere, honest, because it was very unusual for people to lie in those days. People usually were honest. And they guided him to the house of Hani ibn Urwa, and he knew that Muslim ibn Aqil is there. And he used to go and come and see that the people are coming, talking, going. There are continuous activities in order to prepare the situation for coming of Imam Hussain, because Muslim ibn Aqil wrote a letter for Imam Hussain, and Imam Hussain already has left Mecca on 8th day of Dhul Hajjah, Yawm al-Tarwiyah, and he came toward Iraq. So Muslim ibn Aqil was expecting Imam Hussain to come at any time. Then when Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad realized that, well, before that, actually one of the heads of the people of Kufa, he was supporter of Muslim ibn Aqil, but he was sick. And he did not come to farewell Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad as a new ruler to congratulate him. Usually, head of the tribes used to come and show their obedience. So he did not come, and Ibn Ziyad asked, what about him, why he is not coming? They said, well, he is sick. He said, okay, let me go and visit him. Then he told Muslim ibn Aqil, you keep quiet aside. When Ibn Ziyad comes inside the house, you come and kill him with your sword in my house, and we get rid of this enemy. And that was the plan. Ibn Ziyad came, Muslim ibn Aqil was behind the curtain, and then they were waiting that Muslim ibn Aqil to come out. He did not come out. Well, he recited the poetry that, what about my lover? She is not coming and looking after me. And he showed himself as he is hallucinating, and he's reciting the poetry just to tell Muslim ibn Aqil that it is the time to come. Muslim ibn Aqil did not come. Ibn Ziyad realized that the situation is not normal. He left the house. When he left the house, Muslim ibn Aqil came and told him why you did not kill him. You see the values of Islam, how are implemented by Ahlul Bayt and followers of Ahlul Bayt. He said, I realized at that time a hadith from the Holy Prophet. Al-Islamu qayd al-fatq. Islam prevent a person to be killed. Until now, Ibn Ziyad is not fighting with me. Being a Muslim, I cannot kill him without starting a war. If he is not starting a war, how can I kill him without a war? Even apparently he is a Muslim, I have to accept that, and I am not allowed to kill him. You see, these are the values of Islam. Even the deadly enemy of Ahlul Bayt, whom they know that he is going to create a war, they say, well, now, as long as the war has not started, he has not committed any crime, we are not allowed to kill him. And, well, he said, I cannot kill him. I left him like that. So these are actually points, of value, how to show that how Islamic values are implemented by the Muslim rulers. Otherwise, if any one of us was there, he said, okay, we'll kill him and get rid of him. So that you kill him for what? He's your enemy, yes, but you did not start the war with you. How can you kill him without war? You see, if he started the war, yes. Otherwise, to kill him silently, that is not allowed, Anyhow, when Ibn Ziyad later on realized that Muslim ibn Aqil is in house of Hani ibn Urwa, he called Hani ibn Urwa that you are not visiting us. I came to Kufa, and usually the dignitaries of Kufa are congratulating me. You did not come. So Hani ibn Urwa was forced to show his support, and he came to visit Ibn Ziyad. When he came, usually they come alone, not with the army, because they enter alone, even without a sword. They come inside. Ibn Ziyad told him that, I heard Muslim ibn Aqil is at your house. Well, he denied. He said, no, he is not at my house. He said, yes, I know that he is there. And he asked Ma'qil to come, that spy who was there. When Hani ibn Urwa saw the spy, he realized that this man who used to come to them is a spy. And he said, well, if Muslim ibn Aqil at my house, he is my guest, and I cannot allow you to kill him, I have to support my guest. I will not allow that. He said, well, I will punish you. He said, well, whatever you do, you do. If he is under my leg, I will not remove my leg to allow you to kill him. That was just a symbol, I will not move from my place. I will stand firmly without allowing you to reach him up to that extent, you know. He said, unless I am killed, you know, otherwise I will not give him to you. Then Ibn Ziyad asked them to tie him. The army came and they tied him, start beating him with a stick. He broke his nose and injured his face. Now his qabila, his tribe, here that head of the tribe is in Qasr al-Imara. They came, few thousand, and surrounded Qasr al-Imara. Ibn Ziyad made another trick. He brought Shurayh al-Qadi and told him, you see that Hani ibn Urwa is alive? He said, yes. He said, go and tell the people that why you are coming around Qasr al-Imara. Your head of the tribe is alive and he is talking with Ibn Ziyad. So why do you create a problem? And then he told another soldier, if Shurayh al-Qadi wanted to say something else, you kill Shurayh al-Qadi right away there. Because Shurayh later on, well, Shurayh came and told the people that all the people, head of the tribe, Hani ibn Urwa, is talking with the Amir, with the leader. So don't worry about him. Well, people left the place. Shurayh said, I wanted to tell them that, please, he is in critical situation, save him. But I was afraid I will be killed. You know, you see how Ibn Ziyad was a bloody killer and he will not mind to kill the chief judge of him because saying the truth. So he said, you are not allowed to say the truth. You say what I tell you to the people. Then ultimately Hani ibn Urwa was killed and his body was thrown out from the from the roof of Qasr al-Imara to the floor. And well, Ibn Ziyad asked some of the tribes who were supporters of Bani Umayyah to come and be his support, so that in case of Bani Thaqif comes again, at least he has an army to defend himself. When Muslim Aqil realized that, he realized that he cannot stay at house of Hani ibn Urwa because he is exposed. And it is said that he came with his supporters to offer the prayer in Masjid al-Kufa because he has to declare now himself, you know, there is no other option. And when he prayed, there were thousands of people behind him. After Maghrib prayer, only a few remained. When he completed Isha prayer, the people were afraid and nobody was behind him, even to show him the way where to go and to live at which house. Now he had no house, he was a guest in Kufa, and he came out, he don't know where to go. In any house to go, the people are afraid that if Ibn Ziyad know that he is there, he will kill them. So he was walking in different alleys of Kufa till he reached a place, a dead end, and he stopped at a house. A lady called Taw'a, she realized that somebody is outside, a foreigner is outside the house. She came out, saw a man. She said, what do you want? Why at this night you are standing at the door of my house? Well, it is not good, you know, to do that. He said, well, I am thirsty. She brought him water, and she realized after a few minutes that he is still standing. She asked him, oh man, I do not allow you, by Shariat, that alley is belong to us who live in that house. I do not allow you to stay there. Go to your family, your tribe. Don't you have a tribe? Then Muslim was in a terrible situation. He said, oh lady, I have no tribe here. My tribe all are in Medina, and I am alone here. She said, are you Muslim ibn Aqil? He said, yes, I am Muslim ibn Aqil. She said, well, please be my guest tonight. This is your house. She put him at home. She looked, you see, even that lady is better than thousands of men who were there, nobody there to support him, and that old lady was supporting him. And he was there at night. Her son was with Ibn Ziyad, and they used to look all over the Kufa where is Musa ibn Aqil in order to catch him. Naturally, it is very critical situation. Then at night, the son came and he noticed his mother attending a special room, going 2-3 times to a room in the house. He asked, what is there? What is special? She tried to hide the news, but he insisted and he came and she told him, my son, Musa ibn Aqil is our guest. Well, he is the cousin of Imam Hussain. He is from Bani Hashim, respected people, respected family, and we have to support him. The son kept quiet, but early morning, he went to Ibn Ziyad and told him that Musa ibn Aqil is at our house. So Ibn Ziyad sent an army, 70 people to fight. But Musa ibn Aqil, when he heard them, the army is coming, he had his sword and came and fought with them bravely that they were defeated. Then they asked Ibn Ziyad to send more army. He said, what happened to you? If one person defeat 70 people, then how are you going to fight with Imam Hussain? And he sent 1,000 soldiers to fight. Also, all of them could not gain victory against Muslim. Muslim was very brave. So he said it better to have a mockery. They digged in the ground and then they withdraw, and some of the people were from the houses, they throw stones. And when Muslim was fighting with them, he fell in the ground. Well, even in that pit, they could not catch Musa ibn Aqil. They told him, Aman, peace is for you, that Ibn Ziyad will not kill you. If you surrender, you are at peace, don't worry. And when he heard that they gave him peace, well, he surrendered at that situation. So they tied him and they brought him to the door of Qasr al-Imara. At the door, he was very thirsty. Somebody was there with water. He asked for water. When water was given to him, all his lips were injured and the water was full of blood. He said, if that was destined for me, I would have drunk the water, but it looks this water is not my right. And when he entered to Qasr al-Imara near Ibn Ziyad talked to him about that, and he said that you are going to be killed. Then he asked his people to take him upstairs in the roof, behead him, and throw his body to the street. Musa ibn Aqil asked them, would you please allow me 2 minutes? I offer 2 rak'at of a prayer because Allah knows I want and I love the prayer. So he stayed there and prayed 2 rak'at and then turned toward Imam Hussain in Mecca and he said, Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah. It is said that Imam Hussain, when he was in the way, he said, Wa alayka assalam ya Musa ibn Aqil. He heard the voice of Muslim. Then those tyrant soldiers killed Musa ibn Aqil and threw his body from the roof down, and then they carried his body to the alleys of Kufa. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم إنا نسألك وندعوك بجلال وجهك الكريم وبقرآنك العظيم وبمحمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين وبالحسين الوجيه وجده وأبيه وأمه وأخيه والتسعة المعصومين من بنيه وبباب الحوائج مسلم بن عقيل أن ترزقنا من فضلك خير الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم عجل فرج وليك صاحب العصر والزمان واجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه ومن المجاهدين بين يديه. اللهم اقضي بهم حوائجنا واشفي بهم مرضانا وارحم بهم موتانا واغفر بهم ذنوبنا ووسع بهم أرزاقنا وبارك بهم لنا في ديننا ودنيانا وآخرتنا ولا تسلط علينا من لا يرحمنا وفرج عنا وعن المؤمنين في جميع العالم فرجا عاجلا قريبا كلمح البصر يا الله. وإلى أرواح شيعة أمير المؤمنين ومن مات على الإيمان. رحم الله من يقرأ الفاتحة قبلها صلوات.